Time now for In the Zone and the complete night of high school football in the Wabash Valley.
Can't believe it, Rick. The Indiana high school football regular season in the books tonight. Sectionals kick off 1 week from tonight. We had several good games wrap up the regular season.
Sports 10 has highlights from 11 games tonight. We'll start the show with the night in the MIC. A victory tonight. Terre Haute North would have their first winning MIC season since they went to a full conference schedule back in 1998. The Patriots were on the road at Indy North Central. Terre Haute North scores first in this game thanks to a short TD run from Kai Stratton. North goes up 7-0. Patriots defense has been among the best in the state all season long. Calvin Blank, Lucas Comer get the sack. The North defense gave up just one TD in this game. Patriots win 16-7. North records their second winning season in the last 3 years. As I mentioned earlier, North also gets their first winning mixed season since they went to a full schedule back in 1998. Ross.
Congrats to the Patriots. Now Terre Haute South looking for their first MIC win of the year. Lawrence North was in town visiting the Braves. The Wildcats have won 6 straight over Terre Haute South. South tonight hoping to put an end to their losing streak to LN. Senior night for the Braves. That's Johnny, South's faithful manager, and Terre Haute South was on their game from the opening kickoff, literally. Jonathan Weekly takes the opening kick, makes a move to get into some space, and you might as well forget about catching that guy. Look at Weekly to the house. He puts South up 7-0. Tie ball game now. Jacob Johnson taking the snap from the Wildcat. Johnson scurries into the end zone for the Braves. Touchdown to put South on top again. That's where they'd stay. Danny Etling throws a nice out route here to Tyler Seibert. Nice catch. Say cheese, Tyler, up close and personal with the camera. He wasn't done at all. Time winding down in the first half. Etling drops back and lays a bomb out to Seibert. Watch Seibert make a play on the ball. He goes up over the defender, makes a great catch, and he's knocked out of bounds with 0.2 ticks remaining. Last play of the half, a run, the give to Michael Watt. He takes it around the corner and scores the 4th touchdown as time runs out of the first half, and the Braves go on to roll Lawrence North 45-7, the final. Coming up, we'll head down south to Vincennes, Lincoln, and Washington.
And we'll check in on the WIC. The conference title was on the line tonight. We'll let you know who the WIC champ is when In the Zone returns.
We're the Lincoln Cheerleaders, and you're watching the #1 sports show in the Wabash Valley. In the Zone, be right back! Woo!
Back in 2003, Westvigo and Sullivan met with the WIC title on the line. 9 years ago, it was the second-place Golden Arrows upsetting the Vikings, with both teams finishing as co-champs. Fast forward to this year, and we have a role reversal. Sullivan and Westvigo again met tonight with the WIC championship up for grabs. Only difference this time, Sullivan entered in first place, while Westvigo is in second. So who would the Vikings and Golden Arrows be co-champs or not? Well, let's get to the highlights. Golden Arrows driving, but the snap is over Payne Fortner's head. Westvigo's Tyler Gustafson lands on the fumble recovery. No score second quarter. Sullivan's Fortner to Michael Willis. Willis 21 yards, just breaks the plane. Sullivan goes up 7-0. Last play of the first half, Fortner hits Michael Hutchcraft. Touchdown Sullivan, right? No, the ref really was down at the 1. Take another look at this. Hate to make the refs look bad, but he was in. Big call on the game. Westvigo would take their opening drive of the second half for a score. QB Jimmy Maples to Skylar Warnock. Warnock, 2 nice moves, and he's housing this. Vikings down 1. And look at this. Going for the PAT. No, Danny Creasy gets a 2-point conversion. Westvigo up 1. Fourth quarter, Sullivan 4th and goal. At the Westvigo 4, the Westvigo defense, the big stop. It was Warnock there, the stop. Vikings trying to kill the ball. They fumble. Robert Fish lands on it. Sullivan, one last chance, trying to make a comeback here. It's not going to happen. Gustafson knocks the ball loose. And guess what? Warnock at the bottom of the pile here. That kid had one heck of a ball game tonight. Westvigo shocked Sullivan 8-7. Both teams finished as co-champs in the WIC for the first time since 2003. After the game, the Vikings talked about their big win that earned them a co-conference championship.
Like so long. I wouldn't even think we would be like this, but I'm so happy. Our team pushed it and fought. We did so good.
I love all these guys. If it wasn't for any of them, it wouldn't be us right now. I don't know what else to say. We played our hearts out tonight. We didn't give up or anything.
It's awesome for these kids. They have worked so hard. You know, kids played hard, top to bottom.
Love Coach Cobb getting a cold bath there. Northview hosting Brown County. The Knights were hoping to keep a winning streak going against Brown County. You can't start a game any better than Northview does. Check out freshman Liam Jones. He's housing this. The kid has some afterburners. Good job, Liam. Northview trying to go in for another score, but the drive ends when Brown County's Brandon Callahan gets the pick. That hurts, but the Northview defense steps up. Jesse Miller with a huge defensive play. He clobbers the Brown County QB, jarring the ball loose. Daniel Kimball snags the ball in the air. Big fella is rumbling the other way for a Northview defensive touchdown. Every lineman's dream to find that end zone. Northview, though, drops a heartbreaker. First time they've ever lost in the WIC to Brown County. The Eagles win 22-21. South Vermilion at home, and then another WIC game hosting Edgewood. The Wildcats defense bringing the pressure. Dallas Thomas leads a bunch of South V defenders on the sack, but Edgewood, they came to play tonight on the road. They go to the running game. Zach Harrison breaks a couple tackles. Nice cutback move, and he's gone. Touchdown. Edgewood gets the road win 40-14. Ross.
Well, Vincennes Lincoln had a chance to wrap up a solid Big 8 conference season tonight. A victory, and the Alices would finish second in the conference, just a game back of Big 8 champs Jasper. They're second in the state in Class 4A. Tonight, Vincennes Lincoln hosted Princeton. The Alices struck early and often. They go to the ground game on the first drive of the ball game, and it's Brant Nowaski busting through the Princeton defense for the score, 7-0 Alices. Lincoln's defense going right to work. Check out the athletic intersection by Joe Bobe. Bobe sets the Alices up with nice field position, and he is pumped. I wonder if he's related to the great pizza makers down there. That stuff is delicious. They waste no time punching it in. The pitch to Avery Mickens. Mickens eyes the pylon, flies to the end zone. The Alices finish the season in impressive fashion. They beat Princeton 57-28. At Washington, the Hatchets hosted North Knox on senior night. Washington going to the ground game early in this one. Trey Parsons with a nice run, but the Warrior defense coming up huge. Casey Moody with the strip. Tyler Singleton dives on it. North Knox football. Warriors get at it on the offensive end. The pitch to Austin Miller. He flies up the sidelines. Miller turns on the burners before he's finally knocked out of bounds by Tyler Walls. That Warrior drive would stall. They turned it over on downs, and when Washington got it back, they went right back to the Trey Parsons project. Parsons hanging on to it this time on his way to the house on senior night. What a run by the Hatchet halfback, and Washington picks up the win on senior night, 48-21 the final over North Knox. North Vermilion was looking to wrap up an unbeaten regular season. We'll check in on those Falcons.
And we'll head over to Illinois with stops at Robinson and Marshall. In the Zone, we'll be right back. Welcome back to In the Zone. North Vermilion tonight was looking to complete the school's first undefeated regular season since 1987. I think Ross was like 1 or 2 then. The 8-0 Falcons were at Seeger. North Vermilion QB Braden Woodard can hurt you with both his feet and his arm. His weapon of choice on this play is arm. Woodard downfield to Jacob Earl. The Northview freshman hauls in the TD pass. Good guys up 7-0. I told you Woodard can hurt you with his feet. The junior stud doing his thing on the ground. He dives in the end zone for 6 more for the Falcons. I really do wish I had Woodard on my fantasy football team. My team is horrible this year. I have no healthy players. Woodard, please join my fantasy football team. The kid finds the end zone again. His 3rd TD in the first quarter. North Vermilion wins 49-14. The 9-0 Falcons complete the undefeated regular season for the first time since 1987. Ross.
KZ Westfield once again rolling through another season. The Warriors 7-0 and absolutely crushing everyone. Listen to this stat. This year, KZ has outscored their opponents 267-70. Warriors on the road tonight at Robinson. One consistent thing for KZ football, you notice they always run the ball so well. Here's tailback Ajay Meeks picking up the first down. Maroons ran it well tonight as well. Tough running here by Austin Weck. He sheds a big hit, scrambles for some extra yardage on his way to the first down, but that KZ offense would get rolling and stay undefeated on the season with a 28-6 win over Robinson. Marshall was at home against Oblong. Lions quarterback Austin Osborne chased out of the pocket here. Watch Osborne buy a little bit of time. He throws back across his body, across the field to Logan Goldsberry. Nice job making something happen there. While we're talking about making something happen, look at Anthony Johnson roll out, survey the field. He lets it fly. Keaton Neely right there to reel it in for a huge play for Oblong. That sets up a field goal for the Panthers to take a 15-14 lead at the the end of the first half. And how about this score, folks? Oblong beats Marshall for the first time since 1982. That was really 0 then. They also clinch a winning record for the first time since 1994 with a 22-21 win.
Danny Creasy gets popped by Sullivan's Robert Fisher. And then Blake Bell here.
This is just a big hit.
Wow.
Watch the Robinson defender. Boom! Comes in out of the picture. I love
Nice
guys
hit.
flying to the football like that. He drills them.
Nice hit by Blake Hill there of Robinson. Big day tomorrow at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Southwest 7 Conference Championship will be on the line as North Central and Linton will collide. He will be over for the ball game. We'll have highlights for you tomorrow night. That does it for In the Zone. Hope everybody has a great weekend.
This